Yes. So before we have completed this exercises of chapter 1, okay, those exercises you will do in your book. Now I am explaining and giving you the question answers of this chapter. Now these question answers, children, you have to do in your notebook. You have to see questions in your book and note down in your notebook, and you have to see the answer from the video, and also I am explaining the answer. You will note down it in the notebook. Okay. Now see the question number 1 in your book. I am reading the question. What is the purpose of a machine language? Machine language, what is the purpose? Okay. Now see the answer. The purpose of machine language is that it is the only language understood by a computer. So this you have to note down in your notebook. What is the answer? The purpose of the machine language is that it is the only language understood by a computer. It is the only language understood by a computer. So it is easy for the computer to understand and give the result fast, earlier. Okay. So this will be your answer and you have to note it down. So second question will be, what are symbolic languages? Why do they use translators? Your second question is, what are symbolic languages? Why do they use translators? Symbolic language is a language that uses characters or symbols to represent concepts. So what are symbolic languages? They are the language that uses characters or symbols. They use characters or symbols to represent the concept, to represent the program, what the work is to be done in the program. That is the concept. Now second part, they use a translator to convert the instruction written in high level language into machine language. We know that computer only understands the machine language. It doesn't understand the high level. Okay, you know high level language like C, C++, I have already explained. So the work of translator is to convert the high level language into machine language. Okay. Now note it down in your notebook. Now your third question is, how is a compiler better than an interpreter? This we have already read in the chapter. Compiler compiles the complete program at once, and the interpreter, it checks, it translates line by line, step by step. When one line is done, then it comes to the next line, so it takes time. So easily we can say compiler is faster than interpreter. Now see how you have to write in your notebook. Answer will be, compiler is comparatively faster than interpreter, as the compiler takes the whole program at one go, whereas interpreter compiles each line of code after the other, or we can say line by line. Okay, note it down in your notebook. Okay, students. Now you can write questions from the book and note the answers from the video. Okay. Now children, we will see the next question, that is question number D. Okay. What is the difference between third generation and fourth generation computer languages? Give examples. Okay. Note it down in your notebook. Now see the answer. Third generation languages are known as high level languages. Third generation languages are known as high level languages. In third generation, ICs were used and use of monitor and keyboard is also included. So these are high level languages. While fourth generation languages are referred to as very high level programming languages. They are more higher level than the third generation language. So you will write third generation languages are known as high level languages, while fourth generation languages are referred to as very high level languages, programming languages. Now see the examples of 3G and S. This means third generation languages are C, C++, Java. You have C, C++, Java. Fourth generation language, this is Ruby, Python, SQL. Ruby, Python, SQL. Okay. Now see the next question. What are the characteristics of fourth generation languages? What are the characteristics of fourth generation languages? Now see the answer. First, fourth generation computers are the cheapest among all computer generations. They are very cheap than the previous generation computers. Fourth generation computers are the cheapest among all computer generations. Okay. Second, these computers have microprocessor based system. These computers have microprocessor based system. It means now speed and efficiency and working and storage, these all are increased. Now they have monitor, mouse, keyboard and operating system. So they operate fast. Now they have a chip microprocessor based system. So now third is the speed, accuracy and reliability of the computer were improved. In this, the speed is improved, accuracy is improved and reliability of the computer is also was improved. So you will write fourth generation computers are the cheapest among all computer generations. These computers have microprocessor based systems. The speed, accuracy and reliability of the computers were improved. Okay? Note it down in your notebook. Okay children, now this is the last question of this chapter. I am reading the question from the book. Compare the different computer generations in terms of technology used by them. So, in this question you have to tell the different generations and the year mentioned for the generations and the different technologies used in the different generations. So, now note down the questions in your notebooks and see the answers from the video. Okay? Now you have to make this chart. In the first line you have to mention the generation. In second line you have to mention year or period. In third you have to show the technology for the generation. Now in the first generation the period was 1940 to 1956. Okay. The technology used was vacuum tubes. I have already explained you before in this chapter that the computers in the generation first were very big. They produce lots of heat and energy and they are using vacuum tubes. Lots of people have to work together to work on this computer. So it takes a lot of space also. Now in the second generation it was from 1956 to 1963. Now they are using the technology of transistors. Now in this generation computer were very small in size. It is smaller than the first generation computer and they are now speed up from the previous generation. In the third generation the year was 1964 to 1971. ICs were, the technology of ICs were used in the third generation. Before in two generations the technology was based on the punch card. The input was given by the technology of punch card and the output was by the printer due to with the help of punch card only. Now in third generation the IC integrated circuits were used. Now the computers are much smaller, faster and much effective. Now in this generation computer uses monitor and keyboard. Now, in this generation, in the fourth generation from 1972 to 1980, microprocessor were introduced. In this generation, this is more faster than the third generation. In this generation, high level languages are also used. Computers are very speed up, effective, accurate, they give the accurate result. VLSI technology is used, that is very large scale integration. And the last, this is the fifth generation from 1980s till date. Okay? In this technology used ULSI, that means ultra large scale integration, microprocessor based. In this generation, as I have already explained you in the chapter, that this technology was based on AI. AI, it means artificial intelligence. In this fifth generation, it is based on robotic model. So these are the 5 generations. These are very important in the generation of computer. How the evolution of computer takes place. So note it down in your notebook. This is answer number 6. Okay. So student, by this your chapter first exercise and question answers are now finished. Now we will do the exercise and question answers of chapter 2nd, that is computer care, in the next video. Okay. Till then, one thing I again want to tell you, you have to do the exercise of the chapter in the book and the question answers in the notebook. Okay. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, do your work on time.